There's so much in the world: deceitfulness, wars, environment degradation, pandemic, and people are angry. But think, if we and many people like us come in healthy relationship with anger and use this power wisely and channelize this energy into improving our lives and the world around us, what change we can bring.
For this, it is important for us to know that why do we get mad? Because of provocation. I've seen people talking like this, यार लोग मुझे परेशान करना बंद कर दे तो मैं गुस्सा नहीं होऊंगा, मेरी गलती नहीं है यार, लोग मुझे गुस्सा दिलाते रहते हैं. Or when we feel something is unpleasant, unfair, when our goals are blocked, we feel angry and powerless. Not only anger, but due to these situations, we may feel other emotions too. We may feel angry and sad at the same time, right?
However, only these provocations aren't making us angry, because if this was the case, we would all be getting angry at the same things. But we don't. The things, the reasons for which I get angry are different, and for you are different. Then there's something else. What? My pre anger state. Like if I was feeling tired already and then any provocation would make me more angry, obviously. But there's even more. It's about how we interpret it and how we make sense of it in our lives. When we get mad, we tend to overgeneralize, misattribute causation, and catastrophize.
कुछ ज़्यादा टेक्निकल टर्म्स हो गई. चलो कुछ एग्जाम्पल से समझते हैं. वी पुट ब्लेम वेयर इट डजंट इवन बिलोंग. लाइक यार इतनी स्लो गाड़ी चला रहा है, आज तो जॉब जाएगी इसकी वजह से. एंड नॉट जस्ट ऑन पीपल बट ऑल्सो ऑन नॉन लिविंग ऑब्जेक्ट्स. लाइक यार पिंक वाली शर्ट कहाँ चली गई, वैसे ही इतनी लेट हो रही हूँ, इस शर्ट को भी अभी गायब होना था. एज इफ शर्ट खुद उठकर कहीं चली गई. ऑल्सो यूज स्टेटमेंट जैसे मेरे साथ ही ऐसा क्यों होता है, जो मुझे चाहिए होता है वो मुझे नहीं मिलता, एंड द लिस्ट continues. Relatable enough, right? And this is the time for us to think rationally, coming on how to manage it. Identify your triggers, become self-aware, challenge your thoughts, and know what you feel. Catch your anger at the right time. Catch it when you see the signs like fast heart rate, clenched fists, and tightened stomach, etc. Stop yourself here. Change your place, talk to someone, have a glass of cold water, and do something that distracts you. Basically, channelize your anger. Write a diary, maybe even a blog, paint, dance, go for a jog, play a sport. You can also try some relaxation technique. Realize your triggers. Look at the situation as a bystander. Look at the alternatives and look at each option. Build empathy and stop the game. Here, I becomes important. If I got angry, it's my responsibility to realize it, correct it, and apologize if needed. Give your point of view and listen to others' point of view too. Be assertive and transparent. Speak your mind but respectfully. Most of us know more than half of these ways. But सवाल ये है कि हम में से कितने इन्हें implement करते हैं?
It's scientifically proven that these ways helps us in feeling calm and reduce down the anger levels. Even deep breathing helps the body to remind itself to relax down the threat response. But even if we all know most of these methods, not even 50% of us implement them. What we do is scream at others, hurt ourselves and others, break things. Either we become anger erupters or anger stuffers, ignoring those small signs and remaining silent as if we don't care, and stuffing that anger into our bodies. And both the situations are dangerous, because sooner or later, what's gonna happen? Explosion. To know how to prevent the explosion, let's understand Dr. Dan Siegel's hand model of brain. The wrist represents the brain stem that is responsible for the basic bodily functions. The thumb represents the amygdala, and this is the subcortical region that is more reactive and emotional. This is responsible for the fight, flight, or freeze responses. The front of the fingers represents the prefrontal cortex, that is the more wise and rational part of the brain. It regulates and makes contact with the subcortical region and the brainstem. And when you feel angry, that means your brain is triggered by a threat, and with thunderbolt speed, all the physiological responses by the body are started, like slowing down of digestive system, increased heart rate, increased breath rate, etc. In this way, your body prepares you for the fight, flight or freeze response. But whenever you feel angry, you tend to flip your lid, and what happens? We lose all our contact with the moral and reasoning part of the brain and behave in terrifying ways. It's like you're in a plane completely unaware of how to drive it, and you have sent the pilot, the prefrontal cortex, to the back seat. Dangerous, right? In this situation, be wise enough to call the pilot back and close the lid. And this is where mindfulness comes into the scene.
According to Shauna Shapiro, mindfulness is paying attention in the present moment, but with kindness. It helps to strengthen immune functioning, decreases stress, decreases cortisol, and helps to have better sleep and self-compassion.
Researchers have also shown that mindfulness helps in growing fibers between the prefrontal cortex and the lower regions of the brain, helping the prefrontal cortex, the emotionally intelligent and wiser brain, to take its place when emotions like anger are present, and thus helps to build a healthy relationship with anger. And by following the ways mentioned earlier and practicing mindfulness, we can prevent that explosion.
Anger as an emotion is a way of brain to communicate that you have had enough and energizes you to fight the injustice. It opens the boxes in our body that were locked in trauma. Anger heals trauma. It reveals our boundaries. It urges us to come out of denial and see clearly. And it's stubborn. It doesn't go like it hangs around until we take action. It inspires action. It is the most powerful engine, but we cannot use it if we consider it bad or scary.
So the question is how we perceive it. So next time you feel angry, will you take anger as your ally and try to listen to what it is trying to tell you and channelize it into something productive and positive, or take it as an enemy or switch it off? Your choice. So this was it for today's video. In this video, we have tried to highlight a mindful approach towards anger. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button, comment down your views and share the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and you can also follow us on Instagram, that is @BeyondDeep. Bye. See you guys in the next video.